Hi, Pisces Sun and Rising. Welcome to your June 2025 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So, um, one of the big news, I guess you could say, is for everybody, is that Jupiter is going into Cancer. But for Pisces, this is interesting, or I would say also great, because Cancer is a fellow water sign, so it trines you. Jupiter is a benefic planet, so it shines down, beams out these beautiful vibes that have to do with growth opportunities, positivity, like cheerfulness. It also has to do with luck. So, all these good things. And in Cancer, that is actually your fifth house. And the fifth house is like an awesome house. It's a house of love. So Jupiter in this house can provide a lot of opportunities for love to come into your life if you're looking for that. Also, creativity, and I know there are a lot of Pisces people who are creative, people who are artists. So that can make you very prolific in the next 12 months. And the fact that it is forming a friendly angle like that can make it that much easier to manifest these things. That's the beauty part of this. Also, children are fifth house. So if you're trying to conceive children, maybe you'll have triplets or something. Oh my gosh. But just it'll make it that much easier. Or just anything. Maybe you're already pregnant and you give birth to a Sagittarian. When would you have to have conceived that child? Probably last month. No, yeah, something like that. Anyway, um, let me start at the beginning. On the 6th of the month, Venus goes into Taurus. Taurus for Pisces is the third house. The third house is the house of the mind. So Venus going into it's the house of the mind. It's the house of communication. It's the house of social media, therefore. It can be the house of media, like journalism, like traditional media, but house of social media, that is like in the forefront these days. Online endeavors, let's put it that way. So Venus here could be money through online endeavors, love through online endeavors. Third house can be your neighbors, your local area, your siblings. Venus can be harmony. It can be like maybe you're getting along with your siblings and that feels really good. Or your neighbors. Maybe you find love with a neighbor, with somebody in your local area. You just happen to be walking in the neighborhood and you meet the love of your life. Maybe it's something like that. Um, on the 8th, Mercury goes into Cancer. So now we're starting to get that fifth house stuff up and running. The fifth house, like I said, is creativity. So you might be doing some kind of writing project. And, isn't that interesting that Venus is going into the third? So I feel like with some Pisces people, this could be specifically, if it's creative, it could be the written word. Whether it's a blog or I shouldn't just say the written word. I mean, it could be your speaking, your talking, and this is lucrative for you in some way. This is, or it will be for you. This is a great month to launch things, by the way, so keep that in mind. Um, So Mercury goes into this fifth house. You could be talking to somebody that you're romantically interested in. The very next day, Jupiter goes there. Jupiter is also the house of pleasure. So this could be, that this is going to be a period of time when you just have a lot of fun, Pisces. You've had, in recent years, you've had some 10th house action that has been quite um, intense. You've had, I mean, it's been a little bit of a while. Like, your 10th house is Sagittarius. So you had Saturn through here. Now that was actually years ago, but you had, Jupiter, you've had eclipses here several years ago. And so you might have really been working hard at something that has paid off for you, and now it's time to enjoy life more, which is the play of life. This is what the fifth house represents. And you'll have ample opportunity for it, is what I'm saying. On the 11th, we have a full moon at 20 degrees of Sagittarius. Well, I was going to say speak of the devil, but I'm a Sagittarian, so I don't want to call Sagittarius. But I'm talking about speaking of the sign of Sagittarius. Speak of the angel. We have this full moon in your 10th house of career. So that could be that something is coming of fruition career-wise. And this could also give you recognition. That recognition could lead to a promotion as well. Something is flowering in your career sector. On the 17th, Mars goes into Virgo. So Virgo for you is the 7th house, Pisces. Your opposite house to the first. So it's opposing you, this Mars. So, the truth be told, there could be a challenge here for you in terms of a relationship. If you're involved in a one-on-one, well, we're all involved in one-on-one relationships, I'm sure, just about every person on the planet. But I would say especially marital ones, they could be challenged with some kind of conflict. However, sometimes Mars just means additional activity, or that suddenly maybe you're working out with your partner when you were just kind of like couch potatoes and you're doing it together. Also, the 7th house are legal matters. So it could be that you have some kind of legal fight, Mars can be a fight that you're undertaking at this time. And you had a lunar eclipse here back in March. So there's the possibility that something that occurred then is leading to what's happening now. And I would typically say it would be getting divorced. And now you're fighting in court. And, that's not necessarily bad, because if you're getting divorced, you obviously have a reason, even if you didn't ask for the divorce, that something is not harmonious, and this is going to free you. On the 20th, the sun goes into Cancer. So again, we're talking about that 5th house, and this is an especially great time for you to enjoy things, because the sun is featured for the next 30 days in this house of pleasure, and the sun is a creative force, so that can also indicate that you are really experiencing a lot of enjoyment out of life. 5 days later, on the 25th, there is a new moon here at 4 degrees of Cancer. So, yeah, I mean, new love maybe, and fighting, in a divorce case. That kind of goes together, doesn't it? So, it might be something along those lines. You might be starting a new creative project. Jupiter will be in conjunction with this new moon, so that makes it extra special, and that could indicate some sort of new development in these creative matters, love coming into your life. The next day, on the 26th, Mercury goes into Leo, and that is your 6th house. And this is a more practical area. This is actually Virgo's house in astrology. Mercury here, it's also the house of work, the house of health, your daily routine. So Mercury here could be reading up on what is the perfect diet for you, or health regimen. It could be like, like researching, or it could be talking to a potential employer. It could be negotiating with a current employer. All right, Pisces, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, I have all kinds of readings. You can check the link below for more information. Thanks for listening. Bye.